Edlab is a unit offered by Manchester Metropolitan University to students who are interested in real-life educational projects. It is project-based learning out in the real world. In Edlab, there are a lot of different skills which you need to have, and there are a lot of to develop and learn. Innovative and creative skills are very important. One of the main differences between Edlab and other units is Edlab will not take essays as main focus of the outcome. We can use different ways to express what we have learned. They value the experience we get and the creativity we have. In Edlab, we all start with a core project team where people with same interests meet up. Why I have chosen Edlab is because I think it is very important to learn something without books and lectures, and Edlab was the best option. As an education studies student, I want to get involved in activities where I could experience planning and leading projects where children were involved, so I can really experience what is education and what are the issues I will be facing in the future. The core project team which I was in is called Environmental Play, where we are working on outdoor learning experience in collaboration with Hume Community Garden Center. Hume Community Garden Center is a very experienced in working with children from different ages, and they have excellent educational facilities. They are a very professional group of people who engage children to learn while being in the nature. This time, we had the opportunity to work with an existing project at the garden center, which was involved with the theme Stickman. We had to design activity and lead it by ourselves to the children in the center, and our focus was to see how children get involved with loose part play. Our project was using loose parts to let children design their own Stickman friend. Our loose parts were recyclable and mostly nature-based. They had different options and there were no restrictions. They were able to do whatever they would like with materials provided. We had opportunity to see how children are reacting and learning with items from the nature, also being somewhere else than school. We are able to engage children to get involved in the natural world. What I really enjoyed is working with people who had the same interest and working with children in real life. Changing the environment was really nice. As we step out from a closed building to the nature, everything is different. We are different as a person, and the natural factors also changes. It was excellent experience to work with children out of school environment and see the changes. Children become more creative and active as they had access to items from the nature. I like the process which we had to go through, from brainstorming to planning to preparing and leading, which gave me closer experience with what I'm interested in. It was new for me to get parents involved in the activities and see their reactions. Some parents are more willing to let their children to do the things on their own, and some parents like to put their own thoughts to their children and get involved in what they are doing. It was nice to see how parents were different in allowing their children to take risks compared to others. I think it is important for children to get involved in the nature and have the opportunity to play with loose parts. Playing with loose parts helps children to get more creative and develop their imagination. Being in the nature lets children to get fresh air and sunlight. More importantly, they are more independent and they are very focused on their tasks. Also exploring new things. Loose parts also brings communication for children as they learn new things from the nature. The main difference of loose part to other learning and playing materials is loose part does not have any directions and specific purposes as a material or toy. Therefore, it is better for children to use their imagination and creativity in the play. When there are specific roles of materials, children seem to lose their ability to innovate as they have set mind. Teresa Cassie and Julia Robertson said in their report, children need environment they can manipulate and where they can invent, construct, evaluate, and modify their own constructions and ideas for play. And only loose parts can provide this condition. The reason why I promote loose parts is because there are a list of benefits children can get from it, but I would not deny that when the environment or condition is not appropriate, it may cause negative impacts, which can be different from our aim. Being outdoors helps children to get refreshed and more energized, which helps them to be more active and increase the chance of different ways of thinking. The skills which children get from loose parts and outdoors are essential for their future as they grow up, such as communication, creativity, socialization, physical coordination, and etc. From this experience, I have learned a lot deeper about loose parts and outdoor learning. I have noticed positive and negative impacts of loose parts, and I know more in detail what is a loose part object. Reading the report have given me different knowledge working with loose parts in different environments. Loose parts is not hard to get, and it's all around you if you're looking for them. There's no need for purchasing. Parents just need to give their child a freedom to step out from the house and let them get free in the nature so they can find the object they want and create what they have imagined. There are a lot of improvements to be made in the future. I have experienced what it is like to be working in the future towards the career I want from this project. Changing the environment doesn't harm your children. It's nice to get fresh air and sunlight.
Thank you for your attention.